All right, good to catch up with former LSU offensive lineman Badara Traore. Badara, before we get started, obviously we're living in a weird world right now. We're all kind of isolated and in quarantine and all that stuff. Everything good on your end? Everyone healthy? Everyone doing okay?
Yes, sir. Everyone's doing good. We're over here preaching, stay home, and just stay safe. And that's what we're preaching over here down in Boston.
That's it. That's all we got to do. So you're at home in the Boston area, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Oh,
down back home.
okay. Yeah, I saw a video that you had posted on Twitter as I was prepping, and you had it at 42 degrees Fahrenheit, which it's not 42 degrees Fahrenheit here. I can promise you that.
Yeah. I've been training, and every time I've been training, it's been cold, real cold. It's been like 40s, low 40s, and I mean, I'm used to the cold, born and raised down here, so it's just another day for me.
For sure. I want to talk about your path to the draft and the NFL and all the things that you've been doing to prepare for the next stage. Before we do that, though, I wanted to talk about your path to LSU because I think you have a really unique story, and I don't know if everyone's heard it. So um, I think it was Brooks Cabina at The Advocate did a nice job kind of telling your story maybe
Mhm.
before last season. But if you could just kind of tell folks that don't know your background. Like you said, you were born and raised in the Boston area, but your parents are from Africa. Didn't you used to get up at like 4 a.m. to go to school because you were going to school a couple hours away? Just kind of give us the as quickly as you can
Yeah,
the origin story of Badara Traore.
yeah. Well, like you said, I was born and raised in Massachusetts. My parents came from Africa, West Africa. My mom came from Guinea, and my dad came from Mali. They came to America about, I would say, 1995. 1995. They came down to America just for a better opportunity, just to seize opportunity, the American dream. And they preached that to me, and they came down here just trying to get a great opportunity. They came down here with nothing, literally nothing. They took a chance and just said, let's go to America and see what can happen. Lo and behold, they had me and my two younger brothers. From there on out, everything's just been great.
How does that inform your perspective on the world? Because they obviously have a different perspective on the world than a lot of people do coming from another country, immigrating to this country. I'm sure that was passed on to you. You could kind of tell in the answer that you were just kind of telling your story that it certainly influenced you. How has it influenced you? How has it kind of shaped your worldview?
It influenced me in different ways. Most importantly, it influenced me by working hard. My parents came down here, like I said, with nothing, and they worked their tail off to get what they got now. As far as having me and my two brothers, like that's just hard work. That they preached to me hard work and that to never give up, and just your time will come. Just stay working and just keep your head up and praise God every day for another day to waking up. And that's what they did when they came down to America. That's exactly what they did, and they came off being successful people, and they want us to be successful as far as me and my two younger brothers, and they preach that every day and just stay humble and just keep going and don't ever stop because your time will come.
What did it mean to them and also to you to be the first in your family to graduate from college?
It meant a lot, you know. Um, both of my parents did not graduate college. Um, they came down to America with no college degree, nothing. For me to graduate last December, it was awesome. You know, it was awesome to see my mom and my dad happy. It was just that's probably one of the days I would never forget because that's something that they've been preaching to me for my whole life is getting that paper, being college degree, and just taking on the world with that degree for sure.
Well, in your time at LSU, you didn't just get a degree; you walked away with a ring as well, winning the national championship. What are some of the memories that stand out to you from the season? I know there's a bunch of them, and you could probably sit here and talk all day about them. But what are some of the top memories? And it may be small stuff. I was talking to Lloyd about it. He talked about before the Alabama game, Coach Robinson giving this kind of epic speech and how that really stood with him, and he'll never forget that. I mean, are there any other moments like that for you? Obviously, there's some obvious ones: winning a national championship and the confetti coming down, all that stuff. But what are some of the things that you'll take away from your time at LSU and especially this season?
The most special moment this year, well, out of all LSU, would be the summer before this season. It was just a different summer. Like everybody just had a mindset. Everybody just had a goal, and we were determined to do something different this year. And I can tell everybody's demeanor was just different. Like the way they went about work, um, like working in the weight room with Coach Moffitt, or the way they went about summer school. How we all went to some of us went to took summer classes. It was just a different vibe. It was just a different atmosphere in the locker room and around the facility, from everybody, from the staff to the coaches and to the players. It was just like everybody was just on one page, and that right there was a very special summer for everybody because we were working hard. Even on Saturdays and Sundays, everybody coming in. You would see Joe coming in throwing balls with the receivers, and then us at Al Salamin, we're coming in there taking sets and doing all our football fundamentals and doing stuff. We were all just determined and we just wanted it. We just wanted it, and I feel like that was very special.
You guys, as an offensive line, coming into the season, Coach O kept saying this is the biggest question mark with the team. Um, Camp comes through. He says they're the most improved unit on the team. Lo and behold, by the season's end, you guys win a national championship, SEC championship. You're the offensive line for the Heisman Trophy winner. You win the Joe Moore Award as the best offensive line in the country. What was the camaraderie and the chemistry like within that group? How did y'all kind of work together, relate together as friends, as teammates, make each other better?
We just we were just in the meeting room one day, and we were just like, man, we got to do this. Um, Lord being our vocal leader, being our man. We sat in the meeting room, was like, man, we're not going to be talked about again next year as being one of the worst offensive linemen in the nation. And from there on out, we had that meeting and we told what our goals were, and we just worked hard on it every day, just getting better and better every day. And a lot of credit to Coach Craig. Coach Craig was just the man that helped us out a lot and was the leader and made all this possible, that gave us the tools, and all we had to do was go ahead and go do it. So praise to Coach Craig for sure.
Take me back to the night that Joe won the Heisman. He starts his speech, and the first thing he does is he thanks the offensive line. He mentions all you guys by name. Where were you? What was your reaction? How cool of a moment was that for you?
I was watching it on TV at where I was at I think I was at Walk-Ons. Yeah, I was at Walk-Ons watching it. And when I heard my name, when he said my name, man, I just felt honored. Joe Burrow, the Heisman winner, saying my name up there. But other than that, I was just proud for Joe himself, man. That man works hard. Like, that's a hardworking man, and I don't see anybody else winning it but him. He's just a humble dude who just puts his head up and just keeps working, man, and just doesn't let anything stop him, man. It just all paid off for him being a Heisman winner.
All right, let's talk about kind of the time between winning the national championship and when this thing kind of shut down and we all kind of went into isolation. You win the national championship, your LSU career's done. Now it's time to start getting ready for a professional career. What were your kind of steps through your process to start preparing for the NFL? I know you went to the Hula Bowl. You could talk about that experience, what you picked up there, kind of the teams that you talked to, or the types of conversations you had there, but also, the workouts, just the entire process of transitioning from college to getting ready for the next level.
Right after the championship game, I had took probably a day or two off, and then I got a phone call saying that I got invited to the Hula Bowl. I was excited about that because I was excited to go out and compete. So I was excited to go there. Went to Hawaii. I had an awesome time. Spoke to a bunch of NFL scouts. It was great. I never been to Hawaii myself, so it was just like, wow, Hawaii was really nice. Met a lot of good people from Hawaii, a lot of players from other schools. It was an awesome time. After I finished the Hula Bowl, I went right to training. I went down to Fort Worth, down at a facility called APEC, and I just didn't take a day off. Just get off the flight from Hawaii the next day after the game. Get on the flight. As soon as I landed in Texas, the next day I went to go train. Someone like me, I just feel like I need to go. I have a lot to prove, so I just want to go work hard at APEC, and just just worked out a lot.
In your conversations with NFL teams, what's the feedback that you've gotten? Both the things that they like about you. I mean, have they? I know the part of the process is you do interviews with teams. Do you get asked any like weird questions or unexpected questions, or did you get asked questions that you expected and you just kept getting asked over and over again? What was kind of the conversations like with some of those teams and scouts?
Um, the question I got asked was just like very questions that I knew they were gonna ask as far as like me. They love that I'm versatile, that I can play offensive guard and offensive tackle. Um, there's things that of course that I need to work on, but they love certain things about me as far as my game and how I play football. But it's been great. You know, I've had great conversations with teams. Um, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where I'm gonna be, where life holds for me, and I mean, I'm just working hard every day, just grinding every day. So once that time comes, I'll be ready.
I mentioned the video that you posted on Twitter and some of the workouts you've been doing. What have you been able to do with this quarantine situation going on? And we're all having to kind of go into isolation and do things differently. How has that changed your preparation? Have you had to move to more body weight stuff? Do you have access to some things that you can still kind of maintain a normal workout schedule? What's kind of been your focus during this time?
My focus this time is definitely conditioning. Definitely don't want to get out of shape. So I've been doing a lot of running, a lot of sprints. As far as building muscle and all that, I just been doing body weight stuff as far as push-ups, sit-ups, and just working on my technique. I go to this field around my house, turf field, and just go out there, take some sets, do some run blocking techniques, a lot of technical stuff. So I'll be prepared, so I don't lose that stuff that I had during the season.
One of the disappointments about this whole situation was you guys didn't get to have pro day at LSU, and we were all looking forward to seeing all you guys back out there. Since you didn't get that, go ahead and take the opportunity now. What are your numbers like right now? Where you height, weight wise, bench press, anything you want to brag on, numbers wise? Where are you at? I guess you haven't benched in a while, but with this whole thing going on. But how are you doing physically, just with all your measurements and stuff?
The measurements are good. I'm 6'7" right now. They got me at 6'7", 325. I lost 20 something. I lost about 15 to 20 pounds during the training I did at APEC. Bench, the most I did at bench was like 25. Vertical was probably like a 31 and a half. My 10-yard split of the 40 was like a 185. Full 40 would be like a 5'2", 5'3". I wish I had a pro day, but things happen, and I'm just hoping for the best.
At 6'7" with a 31.5-inch vertical, if football doesn't work out, I think basketball you might have a shot somewhere to make some money, because that's pretty impressive stuff. I got a few questions that we're asking all you guys,
Yeah.
and then I'll kind of wrap up with some other stuff. One of the first questions that we're asking all you guys: what will you miss most about being an LSU Tiger?
Can I say two? Two things I miss?
Absolutely. You can say as many as you want.
The first one I'll miss being around my teammates, being around my brothers, going in that locker room every day, just knowing that we're going to go grind with each other. That's one thing I'm going to miss for sure. The second thing I'm going to miss is just playing at Death Valley, man. Just I've been on Twitter and I've been watching people post. Actually, I've been seeing you post videos of like Death Valley, and how they was doing the Florida Gator chomping thing. Man, that night right there.
To be clear, if I didn't post that one, I may have liked it. I might get in trouble if I posted that one, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy that one. Florida has a sweet spot in my heart. I enjoy when LSU beats Florida. Let's just put it that way.
For sure, man. Just that valley, man. There's no place like it. Just the whole atmosphere, everybody, the fans, man. Just the whole walking out. Yeah, man. That's one thing I'm gonna miss. But I'm gonna miss being with my brothers, man, and just grinding with my brothers and playing for Coach O. That's one thing I'm gonna miss. Playing for Coach O, playing for a coach like Coach O, like someone that wants the best for his team, his players, man. That's for sure. I miss that as well.
I'll follow up on that. What did Coach O mean to you? I know he was a big reason you came to LSU when you were coming out of junior college. Just talk about your first impression of him, why you decided to come to LSU and play for him, and just what you learned about him, know about him, and just kind of the relationship y'all formed while you were here.
Well, Coach O, I remember Coach O from the movie Blindside, so that's my first introduction to Coach O. And man, Coach O means a lot to me, man. He's a great coach. He's the reason why I came to LSU. I mean, him coming down to Boston, meeting my parents, man, that meant the world. So, Coach O means the world. You know, he's a great coach. He just wants nothing but the best for his players, man, and he treats all his players like his own kids, which is what really meant the most to me. So, that's the reason why I really came to LSU.
You talked about the fans. One of the other questions we're asking is just what would you say to the fans, the LSU fans, what they meant to you, what they did for you in your time at LSU?
Man, I just want to thank the fans, man. You guys been the greatest fans. We wouldn't have done none of this without them. Man, you guys come out every game screaming and cheering us on and giving us that extra pump that we need. So I want to thank you guys, and football season will be back in the Tiger Stadium. So just don't be excited for it.
All right, the last one we're asking all you guys for is what message you'd send to your teammates, your guys that are also going into the draft, looking to start their NFL careers. Just good luck message or whatever you'd like to say to them.
Oh, I'd like to say good luck, man. They already know what it is. Just work hard, grind, and everything will all work out for the best. So just keep grinding and keep your head up, and everything will go good.
Badara, it was great catching up with you, man. It's really good to kind of get an insight into what your prep has been like. Who have been kind of the people you've talked to about taking this next step? I mean, have there been former NFL guys that you've been having conversations with about making this transition? Is there anyone that you're kind of bouncing ideas off of right now?
Just really with my family, just me and my family. My agent, J.R. Rickard. Just that's pretty much it. Just family, my agent, and just a lot of my friends from LSU, as far as Damian Lewis, um, Lloyd, and everybody from there, everybody also line. We're just talking a lot, just seeing what we're doing, making sure we're on each other, make sure we're working hard. So when that time comes, we can go ahead and dominate once we get there.
I got one more for you that we're asking everybody. I forgot to touch on earlier. Whenever you get that phone call, and somebody says, "Badara, we want you to be a member of our NFL franchise," what's that moment going to be like when you have that conversation, when you sit down in front of that first contract that you sign? What's that moment going to be like when you officially make that transition from being an LSU Tiger to an NFL football player?
Man, it's gonna mean the world to me, man. I've always had this dream since I was a kid to play in the NFL. So once that call comes, man, I don't know how I'm gonna react, but I know I'm gonna be that little kid is gonna come back for sure, and it's gonna just be like, wow, man, all this hard work and all the sacrifice I did, and all the sacrifice my parents have done, from coming from Africa, from not having anything and teaching us, everything's just gonna start kicking in, and it's gonna be like, wow, it happened. So yeah,
That's gonna be awesome,
it's
man.
gonna be great.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it happen for you. We'll all be rooting for you here in Baton Rouge and all the LSU fans across the country. So appreciate your time, man. It's great catching up with you. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, Coach.